students, how are you all? I think all of you are doing well, and you please don't forget, so all the problems what we have discussed in our previous videos, you please take care of that, practice well. Why? Because practice makes man perfect. That's why in mathematics particularly that is very important. Now let's see some exercise problems. Here in this bit they have given some graphs, and in this bit we have to observe the particular graph, and we have to find the number of zeros how many that particular graph has. So let's see the first one. Already we have discussed this concept in our previous video. How do we identify the number of zeros for a graph? We know that in a graph, the graph means the line, the graph which intersects the x-axis, that x-intercept is called as 0. If it doesn't intersect the x-axis, then you can say that that graph doesn't have a 0. Now let's see the first one. Here this is the graph. This is the graph. This graph, is it intersecting x-axis? This is the x-axis, and it is intersecting only y-axis at this point. It is not at all intersecting x-axis. Therefore, it doesn't have any 0. Therefore, how many zeros this graph has? No 0. Therefore, answer is 0. This graph doesn't have any zeros. And let's come to second one. Now check that we have to observe only the graph, then verify and check whether it is intersecting x-axis or not. Just keep in the mind only x-axis. Now this is a graph and it is intersecting x-axis and y-axis, but we need only the x-intercept, not y-intercept. Here this is the x-intercept, but how many times this graph is intersecting x-axis? That only once, one place. Once it is intersecting. Therefore, how many zeros this graph has? Only 1 0. This graph has only 1 0. And coming to the third one, and see the graph, observe it properly, very carefully, and this graph is intersecting x-axis at this place, this and this. Means totally that graph is intersecting that x-axis at 3 places. 3 times it is intersecting. Therefore, you can say that that graph has 3 zeros. How many zeros this graph has? 3 zeros. And the answer is 3. And coming to the fourth one. Now this graph is intersecting x-axis at 2 places. Whether it is negative or positive, you don't keep in the mind. But we have to observe only, is it intersecting x-axis or not? Yeah, this is intersecting at 2 places. Therefore, this graph has 2 zeros. And the answer is 2. That's it. And coming to the third one, next question. And here, observe very carefully. This graph is intersecting x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this graph is intersecting the x-axis at 4 places. 4 times it is intersecting. Therefore, this graph has 4 zeros. The answer is 4. And coming to the last one, see the graph. 1, 2, 3. It is intersecting y-axis, but don't keep in the mind. We have to keep in the mind only the graph where it is intersecting x-axis. Absolutely x-axis. Means how many places? It is intersecting x-axis at 3 places. Therefore, this graph has 3 zeros. So like this, you can practice more and more graph problems and check. Very simple. The concept is very easy. Everybody, my dear students, just check the graph. If it is intersecting x-axis, then find how many places, at how many places it is intersecting x-axis. That many zeros that particular graph has. That's it. Okay, now let's see the second bit. Here, what is the second bit? We have to find the zeros of the given polynomial. In this bit, they have given some polynomials. Now we have to find the zeros of that polynomial. Let's see the first question. P of x is equal to 3x. This is a polynomial and it is first degree polynomial. Means you can say that it is a linear polynomial. Now, how many zeros this polynomial has? Let us check. If you want to find the number of zeros of this polynomial, first of all, we have to take, now we are going to find the 0. That's why we should take let P of x is equals to 0, because we are going to find the 0 of this polynomial. So therefore, let it be equal to 0. Let this polynomial be equal to 0. So what is the polynomial? 3x, that is equal to 0. Now find the x value. Just very simple, my dear students. In the given polynomial, you try to find the value of x. Then that x value is called 0 of that particular polynomial. Now 3x is equal to 0, then x is equals to 3 goes to right side and it becomes a denominator, and 0 by 3, but 0 by anything is 0. Means what is the value of x? The value of x is 0. Means what is the 0 of this polynomial? 0 of this polynomial is 0. That's all. 0 of P of x, this P of x is 0. So like that we can find the remaining values also. And coming to the second question, here P of x is a polynomial, that is x square plus 5x plus 6. Just now I have told you, if you want to find the 0 of any polynomial, first of all we have to take the whole polynomial, we have to equate with 0. Let it be equal to 0. Means let P of x is equals to 0. Why are you taking 0? Because we are going to find 0 of this polynomial. If you want to get the 0 of this polynomial, first of all you have to check for what value of x, this whole polynomial gives 0 result. For what value of x, the whole polynomial gives 0 result, that we are going to find. Here also, see the previous question. When x is equal to 0, for what value of x? For what value of x, this whole polynomial becomes 0? When x is equal to 0, then this polynomial equals to 0. Therefore, that x value is called 0 of the polynomial. In the same manner, let us equate the given polynomial x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Yes. Now it is a quadratic polynomial. I think you have learnt in your previous class, 9th standard, how to factorize a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. Yes, let us simplify this quadratic equation to find x values. That x values are called 0 of the polynomial. Yes, here the middle term is 5x. You know that middle term splitting method. Then x square, that 5x can be written as the sum of this 5x can be written as the sum of 2 and 3. 2 plus 3 is 5, that is equals to 0. Now the whole expression, the whole LHS expression should be divided into 2 parts, the first part and the second part. Now observe the first and second parts. In the first part, what is the common variable? Is there common variable, or is there common variable is there common, or any constant is there? You have to verify. Yes, x square 2x, x is repeated, a variable is repeated, so therefore you take out x as common. If you take out 1x, we get one more x is left because it is x square, plus if you take out x, if x is common, then what is left? 2 is left. That first part is finished, then go to second part. Now check, just now I told you, in the second part of LHS, what is common variable or common literal term? Is there a common constant or variable? Constant is common or variable is common? Let us check. Here x is the variable, but x variable is not repeated, so x is not common. Now 3 is there, constant number. Here 6 is there, but 6 is a multiple of 3. 3 is a factor of 6. Therefore, you can take 3 as common. Then if you take out 3 as common constant, 3 table, 3 ones are 3 into x, 3x plus, now 6 is there, but we have taken 3 as common, 3 table, once check 3 table, when do we get 6? 3 2s are 6. To get 6, 3 should be multiplied by 2 and that is equals to 0. Now we have got LHS, check to LHS of this equation once again. Here, which expression is common? Here x plus 2 expression is common. You take out that x plus 2 expression as common and the remaining term what are left is x plus 3, that is equals to 0. Means both the expressions are equal to 0. Now you take two cases. In the first case, if x plus 2 is 0, then x is equals to minus 2 because 2 is shifted to right side, plus becomes minus. Then second expression, if x plus 3 is equal to 0, then 3 is shifted to right side, it becomes minus 3. And finally, we have got x values, we have got two x values, one is minus 2 and the other is minus 3. It means for what value of x, this whole expression, the result becomes 0. When x is equal to minus 2, this becomes 0. When x is equal to minus 3, this becomes 0. It means minus 2 and minus 3, these two values are zeros of this polynomial. What are the zeros of this expression x square plus 5x plus 6? Minus 2, minus 3. So like that, you can do the remaining problems. Just go through the remaining questions and you can understand. If you understand this concept, and easily you can solve the remaining problems of this exercise second bit. That's all. Now let's see one more question of this bit, and that is fifth question of second bit. P of x is equal to x square minus 1. Now this is a polynomial, second degree polynomial. It is a quadratic polynomial. Now how do we find the 0 of this quadratic polynomial? Let us see. And just now we have discussed, if you want to find the 0 of any polynomial, then we have to equate that polynomial with 0. Let P of x is equals to 0. Means this polynomial x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Now coming to, now here particularly in this equation we are going to solve the value of x. We are going to find the value of x. That's it. X square minus 1 is equal to 0. Then x square becomes minus 1 becomes plus 1, because when minus 1 is shifted to right side, then minus becomes plus. X square is equal to 1. Then x is equals to square root of 1. You know that square becomes, if you cancel the square, then RHS term will get root automatically. Then what is the root value of plus 1? And the root value of plus 1 is minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1. And plus 1 into plus 1 plus 1. Means the root value of 1, we have two values. One, that is plus or minus 1. Means x is equal to 1 or x is equals to minus 1. It means we are getting two values for x. Therefore, you can say that zeros of this polynomial are, we have two zeros. One is plus 1 and the other is minus 1. In the same manner, you try to complete the remaining problem. And now, we'll discuss the next bit. Let us discuss one more question from this exercise. And the question is, why 1 by 4 and minus 1, 1 by 4 and minus 1 are zeros of this polynomial. Generally, which values are called zeros? When you substitute that particular value in the given polynomial, if you get 0 as result, then that particular substituted value is called 0 of that polynomial. They are saying that 1 by 4 and minus 1 are zeros. Why? When do they become zeros? If you substitute both the values in this polynomial, you must get 0 as a result. Okay, let us verify. When we substitute these values, do we get 0 as result or not? Let us substitute. When let P of x is equal to 4x square plus 3x minus 1. Now Let x is equals to 1 by 4. The value of x 1 by 4. Just you go and substitute. And p of 1 by 4 is equals to 4x square. But what is the value of x? The value of x is 1 by 4. So x square means 1 by 4 square plus 3 into x. But what is the value of x? Just you put 1 by 4 in place of x and minus 1. And just simplify this expression. 4 into, first of all, you please keep in the mind, my dear student, don't get confused. Directly, some of the students, they just cancel 4 and 4. They cancel the 4 and 4 terms. Not like that. First of all, the bracket have to be simplified first. The bracket have to be simplified first. So let us simplify this bracket. Afterwards, you do any operation with this 4. Now simplify this. Numerator square and denominator square. 1 square is 1 and denominator 4 square. 4 square is 16 plus 3 into 1. Just you multiply the numerator. 3 ones are 3 by 4 and minus 1. And you can simplify here. 4 table. 4 ones are 4. 4 fours are 16. Because it is numerator and it is a denominator. We can cancel by the common number table. That is 4 is a common table. 4 ones are 4. 4 is 16. And finally we have numerator 1 into 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 minus 1. Now we have got 3 fraction, that is 1 by 4, 3 by 4 and minus 1 also is a fraction. Just simply see this. These fractions are like fractions. You know that which are like fraction. When the denominators are equal, then they are called a like fraction. The like fractions sum can be done in an easy way. And if you want to find the sum of these two like fractions, the denominator remains the same 4 and directly you can find the sum of the numerators, that is 1 plus 3 minus 1 and 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4 by 4 and 4 gets cancelled and finally this fraction equals to 1 and 1 minus 1, the result is 0. Yes, we have substituted 1 by 4 in this polynomial, but the result is 0. It means you can decide, you can say that this 1 by 4 is 0 of this polynomial because the result is 0. And in the same manner, you substitute minus 1, you substitute minus 1 in this polynomial. Surely that the result will be equal to 0. If the result is 0, you can say that minus 1 also is a 0. If the result is not equal to 0, then you can say that minus 1 is not 0. But according to this question, both are zeros. Why? Why means, what is the reason? Because P of 1 by 4 is 0. Since P of 1 by 4 is 0, P of 1 by 4 result is 0. Therefore, this 1 by 4 is 0 of this polynomial. The same manner, you substitute minus 1. That's very easy. Okay.